Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to see the remaining part of your loops, that is your for loop. So, as we have discussed previously, if you want to repeat a particular set of statements n number of times, you are going to use your loops concept. You are going to have two types of loops. One is your entry control loop and the other is your exit control loop. The main difference between entry control and exit control is, in the entry control loop, if the condition is correct, then only it will enter into the loop. Whereas in the exit control loop, it will enter into the loop, execute that particular set of statements, then while leaving the loop, it checks the condition. If that condition is true, again it repeats, otherwise it leaves. That means the in exit control loop, the set of statements will be executed at least once even though the condition is false. Now, while and for comes under your entry control loops. Do while comes under your exit control loops. Now we will see with the for loop. What is this for loop about? For loop is used to execute a set of statements repeatedly until a particular condition is satisfied. We can say it as an open-ended loop. See here, what will be the syntax for? This for loop will have three paths in the parenthesis. All these three will be separated by a semicolon. First part will consist of initialization, second part condition, third part increment or decrement. Then you will have a statement block which is nothing but the body of the for loop. So before going in deep about this, we will see what is this three arguments about. What do you mean by initialization? Initialization is that from which value you are going to execute or like that. Okay, if you are not, that means it is not compulsory that it should be initialized here itself. Before the loop also we can initialize the value. So what you will do is here you can keep it as a simple semicolon. What it means? That means the initialization has already been done previously. Now no need to initialize this value. Same, increment or decrement, you can write this value within the body of the loop also. But condition is must and should. That means among these three parameters, condition will play a key role. If you don't have this section, that is your second section, then it leads to infinite loop. Okay, that means for semicolon, condition, semicolon, you close the parenthesis. That means in increment or decrement and initialization can be empty in the for loop. That means you are going to do somewhere else. Initialization before the for loop, increment or decrement within the body of the loop. In for loop, we have exactly two semicolons, one after initialization and the second after condition. In this loop, we can have more than one initialization or increment or decrement separated using commas operator. For loop can have only one condition. That means, so previously we have seen here, initialization, condition and increment or decrement. Here in the initialization, you can initialize two variables at a stretch, but those two should be separated by a comma. And increment or decrement also you can do, but those two should be done with the help of a comma. That means these two will be, you can have multiple initializations and increment decrement operators in a loop, for loop, condition, that means in the parenthesis, and all that should be separated by a comma. After completion of all the initialization, semicolon, and after all the increment and decrement, you will close the bracket. See here how this for loop will execute. It first evaluates the initialization code. Then it checks the condition expression. If it is true, it executes the body, that is for loop body. Then it evaluates the increment and decrement again and again follows from second step. That is, check the conditions, body of the loop will be executed, and again this one. When the condition expression becomes false, it exits the loop. Now what do you mean by this? How you are going to do here? First, initialization. This will be done only once. It will check the condition. If this condition is true, it will execute these statements. If that is false, obviously you will come outside. After executing this body of the for loop, it will increment or decrement the value. After incrementing and decrementing, again checks the condition and body of the loop. Again increment and decrement, condition, this one, until this condition becomes false. See here, initialization only once. Conditions, statements, increments and decrements will be done until this condition is false. If it is true, then it repeats. Else, it will not repeat. See here, first n natural numbers we have seen using while loop. Now using for loop. Single statement, x is equal to 1, x less than or equal to 10, x plus plus. You are going to print the values from 1 to 10. And one more thing, if you don't have more than one statement, it is not necessary to include the parenthesis. If it is a single statement under one loop, you can omit this parenthesis, that is flower brackets. So nested loops, we can also have the nested for loops, that is one loop inside the another loop. Same thing will follow, but here and here the parameter, that is the variables, you have to change. Why? Because while executing you will be getting a confusion like this variable we are using or this variable. Generally outer loop variables you will use with I and the inner loop you will go with the J. We will see one example for your nested loops. See here, I want to print this pattern and now I have to have two loops. Why? Because one for the number of lines and another for the value at each line. See here, for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Always the outer loop will be concerned with the number of rows. And the inner loop will be concerned with the value in that particular loop row. Now what you are going to do here, I less than j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus plus. I am going to print 1 for the first time. Next 1, 2. Next 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means outer loop will be concerned with the number of times it is repeating, and the inner loop will tell you at each line what you are going to print. Infinite loops for C. See here what we have discussed. If you don't have condition here, it will lead to an infinite loop. See here, if you don't initialize any variable, check condition and increment or decrement the variable in for loop, it is known as infinite for loop. In other words, if you place two semicolons in for loop, it is known as infinite for loop. If you run this program, you will see the above statements infinite times. That means what all the printf statements or what are the statements that are enclosed within the flower brackets, that will be repeatedly printing on the screen. That is, it leads to infinite loop. That means for a for loop, a condition is the must and should, and that should be enclosed here in the normal brackets. That is, your second part should be compulsory condition part. Then only it will not lead to infinite loops. That is about your for loop. Thank you.